Okay, well, as you can see, I really enjoy collecting Gundam models. And, well, of course, among other things. So, as part of this practice challenge, let me just go over the models I have displayed and what they represent to me. So, let's start from the left, far out. Alright, right next to each other, I got the Jigen and the Stark Jigen. See if it'll still focus itself. It's not going to focus too well, is it? Not focus. Oh well. I got the Jigen and the Stark Jigen. I bought the Stark Jigen a while ago, and then the Jigen was not shortly after, but a while afterwards, and I think they actually go together pretty cool. This is quite a while after I started building high grades, and I gotta say I like the high grade series because of its, especially if you get newer high grades. The newer high grades they're more cost efficient. Like you can get one for like less than $20, and the newer ones especially are pretty good for their size. Like in terms of quality, you want to see those in the older models. Right here we have the Gundam X Divider. Zoom in a little bit there. This is actually my first high grade. Well, ever since the newer high grade series, HGUC series and above. This is my first high grade from that series, and I actually really liked it, and that's what got me turned on to the high grade series. Let's move on. Of course, we got a figurine of Graham Acre and a figurine of Alleluia Haptism. But you can see the hairs on the opposite side of the face. That's actually Hallelujah. I got these two figures in Japantown. At the Japantown market, they were selling them in boxes, and you buy a box, you open it up, and it had a mystery figure inside, and I was lucky enough to get these two. They're two of my favorite characters from Gundam below. Next, I bought this for no reason whatsoever than to make it look cool, and also because it's awesome. Of course, it's a figure of the Green Ranger from Power Rangers, or the Green Zeo Ranger from Sentai Zeo Rangers, if you want to know what Sentai, but the brand was from Power Rangers, so it's a great fucking Power Ranger. This is one of my first custom projects, and I'll get back to it. I'll go to my custom projects in a little while. Another one of my custom projects. A figurine of Cloud from Kingdom Hearts. One of my favorite incarnations of Cloud, though I'm not a big fan of SC7 fan. I'll get back to that. Of course, the USS Enterprise from the first two Star Trek movies, the refitted Constitution class. My newest model, the Reborn's Gundam from Gundam 00 second season. If you turn around, you can transform it into the Reborn's Cannon mobile suit, but I prefer this form over it. I only used a couple of stickers, which I think the only stickers I really used were for the face. Oh, that's not going to focus, let's zoom out. Yeah, the only stickers I used on this were for the face. The rest of it, the stickers would be eye painted, especially if you can see on its head the blue jewel, on its chest the blue jewel, the yellow underneath the vents on the chest, the yellow on the face and the head. That's all painted. I'm proud of myself for that. And of course we got the Master Grade Goku model. I bought this last time I went to Japantown, and I bought it because I really wanted it. Well, as you can see, it's Goku. Can't get more than Goku. I'm going to be doing a little bit more custom work on this. I'm commissioning a friend to make a power pole for me to wrap around his torso, so he has it going along his back, so it can be the Goku from the first movie, Dead Zone, which I always have a sweet spot for the movies. This is the Perfect Grade Gundam Mark II. It is my second Perfect Grade that I built. It's 160 scale, so it's about foot tall. It has LEDs in the chest and in the head. You'll see the LED in the chest if I open up the cockpit with the green LED. And it had probably more than 500 parts. It was a long, arduous build, but I'm really glad I did. It's one of my favorite kits that I have. It's one of my favorite Gundams, too. This is kind of a custom project, so I'll get back to it in a little bit, but of course it is the Gundam Disc Hell, and I'll explain what I did custom to it. I guess I could call it a custom project, too, but what the heck, it's the Wing Gundam Zero custom from the Endless Waltz movie, and that's the reason I didn't really care for the Wing Zero as much as I used to when I was a kid, but after watching Gundam Wing again recently and watching the movie again recently, it kind of grew on me. And this is probably one of the only ones I have that's actually from a manga instead of a series. This is the Gundam Austria from the Gundam 00 manga. I believe it's 00F or 00P or something like that. But yeah, it is 1/100 scale, non-grade, and the non-grades are basically the pretty much a blown up high grade. Nothing more to say about it than that, pretty much. I really like it, and one of the reasons why I really like it is that its design kind of reminds me of Jehuti from Zone of the Enders. With its sword, the way its head is shaped, and all that stuff, but I don't know, I just kind of like the design, so I decided to get it. And over here, we have another custom project. I'll go over this in just a minute. And this corner is kind of hard to see because my hamster cage is in the way. But we got two Gundam Exias, big scale 1/60th non-grades. And the one right here is a custom project. I'll get to that in a minute. Let's see if I can get a good angle of the other one. That's about the best I can get without knocking stuff over. But I got the Gundam Exia right here and the Impulse Gundam right there, big scale. And those are actually my roommates. But I didn't have anywhere to display them, so I offered to display them with the rest of my models. This thing right here is the Perfect Grade 1/60th AO Strike Gundam. Now, I actually had to buy this in two parts because when the Perfect Grade Strike Gundam came out, it was just a Strike Gundam. It didn't have any of the backpacks or any attachments or anything. So I pretty much bought this, and I had to buy the Skygrasper. And the Skygrasper came with the AO Striker, and pretty much it was an add-on to it that you could put the two together and get the AO Strike Gundam. And that thing is just massive. Once you put that backpack on, you get it on the stand, and you put it in sort of flying pose. But yeah, it's one of my favorite models. And kind of a custom project, I painted it to be the Strike Rouge from Gundam Seed Destiny when Kira pilots it again and changes the color scheme back to his original Gundam. If I turn on the LED, you'll see that it's green instead of yellow. Over here, we have the Strike Noir from the OVA Gundam Seed Stargazer. And I bought it an extra Strike Gundam Master Grade, which I'm not displaying on here. It's in my drawer. It's in the drawer with all the other models I'm not displaying. And of course, I have the AO Striker back on it because I wanted to do something different. But yeah, it's a pretty decent model. Over here, it's hard to see it when you're looking at it from the front because everything else is covering up, but this is the Master Grade Infinite Justice. Let's see if I can get a better shot of it. And this is one of my earlier Master Grades before I started inking or painting over nib marks or anything. And it's a pretty awesome model. Okay, and of course right next to it is a figurine of Athrun Zala from Gundam Seed Destiny. And last in the main displays, we have the 1/60th scale deluxe Wing Gundam figurine. This isn't actually a model, except there are some parts that they actually have to put together like a model. The shield, the wings. But for the most part, this is actually an action figure. And I decided to buy it because I had one when I was a kid. So I went online and I bought it, and I don't know if it's going to focus. It's not going to focus at that point. There we go. And I inked in some of the parts to make it look better. I painted over nip marks that were neglected by Bandai. And yeah, it made it look pretty cool. Alright, so I'm going to take a minute to take a look at the custom projects that I did. I'll go in order of my custom projects. So, tagging for going in order. First one to talk about is the Death Side. Now, when the Master Grade came out, I really was not... Hold on. Focus. I was not a fan of the gray color scheme on the arms, the hands, the upper chest, and the legs. I was not a fan of the gray that came out with this model, so I bought the other Death Side, the one that's not the Hell version, where all those armor parts were white. And I kind of did a little switcheroo of those parts, and I really liked the contrast of the black and the white. And that was my first real custom thing. Well, my first one, no, I don't know what I'm talking about. Second, actually. That's my second. My first is actually over here, behind the hamster cage. This 1/60th Gundam Exia, I customized it to be the Gundam Exia Repair from the beginning of Season 2 of Gundam 00. And I actually cut off half the face, I cut off part of the head crest, took parts off, cut off a good amount of the sword, and gave it a cape on its arm where its arm should have been. And I did this for an art show, and it's one of my prized possessions ever since. Third custom project I did would have to be this thing. Now, as you can see, if you know anything about Gundam, you'll notice that you don't recognize this right off the bat, unless, of course, you notice that it is a mix between the Stargazer Gundam and the Destiny Gundam. And actually quite a bit of painting on this, but basically I did a mashup to make the Stargazer more of a battle-ready Gundam. And I actually did this for a custom project, too. So, yeah, this is actually, I call it the Voyager Gundam, but that's just me. Next up is this. Is the real grade Ale Strike, painted, come on, you can do this, you can focus, painted in the Gundam Mark II's color scheme. Now, I did all the painting on this model pretty much with Gundam markers, with the exception of a couple places. But I actually love the way it turned out. For the eyes, I took a lot from Gundam Guy suggestions. And I don't know if this will focus. But you see the kind of green shine on the eyes. Those are originally supposed to be yellow. What I did for that was I took metallic green Gundam marker, and I painted over that. And kind of also painted over the black that needed to go in. And the metallic green kind of gives it a shine. That makes it kind of look like it's glowing. And I really like the effect of that. And of course, you see a little bit of the beam rifle too. And yeah, this is one of I really like the Railgrade series. I'm waiting for the Railgrade Zeta. And then, as far as my custom project goes, last but not least, this is a DGMF X-108 Freedom Gundam, painted in the color scheme of the Gundam 00X. Sorry, double X? What am I thinking? The Gundam XX. I should cut that out. And I was really not sure whether I should actually do this. I was actually really hoping that they would announce either a high grade or a master grade XX eventually. But I was thinking about a master grade I wanted again, and I figured, well, the Freedom's actually pretty cool, but I kind of want to do something different with it. And I realized the cannons on its back kind of reminded me of the XX, so I decided, well, let's see what we can do. So I went on to MS Paint. I have a picture of the Freedom Gundam that can be edited in MS Paint. And I colored it in to look like this, and said to myself, that actually looks pretty awesome. You see the gold on the inside of the wings that shine through once the wings are exposed. The cannons on the top. The shoulders match the chest. And, of course, the legs I painted, too. I really like how this turned out, and I hope to do more custom projects like this. Well, I'm sorry to bore you guys with 15 minutes of that. I'll try to cut this down to be a little bit shorter. But, yeah, that is my collection. My awesome collection of Gundam models. So, yeah, I hope to post this, and hope this turns out well. Thank you.